yesterday was Leo.
Leo.
He told me, and I said, yes, I know, but I don't know why. And that's all. That's all. I don't know why he's not here. Yes.
Very good.
But maybe the others is for that reason. I saw your email and uh, at the first moment I didn't want to open it because I didn't know. But for whom is this email? I didn't know.
Okay, Nadia, good. Excellent. It's good.
So maybe they thought the same as me.
All right. All right. All right. Good. Very good.
But don't worry, I will solve them.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay, so should we get started then?
Exactly. Yes, Marlene. I think yes.
Okay, perfect. So first things first, tell me. Okay, so from what I can see, the last topic is about keeping in touch with people. Just take this off and I can share the screen. There we go. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go close. So before anything, here I'm gonna have it so you can get an idea. But tell me, how do you usually keep in touch with people? Maybe with friends that are in another city or family? What do you usually use to talk to people that are not in the same city as you?
I think that I use Facebook and I use Instagram too. So in that
Okay.
way, it's not that I send messages all the time, but you have interaction, right? You do a comment or you. I like something that they post, uh, something like that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So we usually use, as you said, social media, not only because we get to talk to them, but we also get to see pictures and videos and what they're up to. And we have more people here. Hello, Leonel. Hello, Jimena.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. So before anything, I'm gonna be your teacher for this moment. The other teacher she found another job and she couldn't really reschedule, so I'm gonna be taking over. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Marlene, and if you ever have any questions, please don't be scared. I don't bite. So we were talking about keeping in touch with people. And Nayeli was telling us that she sometimes uses Facebook or Instagram. So, Leonel, tell me, do you have any other ways to keep in touch with people? Maybe with friends or family that are not really in the same city or something?
Probably just WhatsApp. I don't have social media.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. And what about you, Jimena?
Marlene, Jimena is going to be here from time to time. She helped me
Okay.
to check classes too. Okay.
My
So,
bad. But thank you.
yes.
Okay, so we have Nayeli and Leonel. Nice to meet you. Just write down. Okay, perfect. So Nayeli, before there was social media, before Facebook existed, what were other ways people kept in touch with each other?
Maybe by telephone. I remember
Telephone.
well, I have some family in the US, and I remember that some time ago they were these cards, like free cards,
Okay.
and you have like, I don't know, 60 minutes to talk to them, or it depends that how many times each time you want. And I remember that we used that, and we tried to don't waste those minutes because they were not cheap. And I remember that we called my family with those cards.
Yes, I do. I don't really remember seeing those, but my father would talk about those cards. Yes, that's how people kept in touch back in the day. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago, but yeah. And Leonel, what about you? Do you remember or do you know any other way people usually kept in touch?
Not really. I mean, probably by mail, but it's not a thing that I saw.
No, I mean, it's okay if you didn't see it, but yeah, by mail is another good way people kept in touch. People would write letters or send pictures or just even send packages. Maybe our parents or our grandparents were the type to send letters. I think my mom really loved to send letters. Even though she had the telephone, she just preferred to send letters. So that was another way people usually get in touch. Or, the best one, which is to not talk to anyone until a big event, and then you get to see all of your family and then you catch up, which is kind of my favorite. But let's see, we have someone else, which is Uriel.
Oh, hi, Miss Marlene. Good morning.
Hello, nice to meet you. So, as you can see, the other teacher is not really here because she had she couldn't reschedule because of some issues with a new job, and well, it's a long story. But I'm gonna be taking over. I'm gonna be the teacher for now, and it's very very nice to meet you. Again, as I already told your classmates, if you have any questions, anything I can help you with, please don't be scared of telling me. And
Thank you.
just to catch you up, we were talking about how people are able to keep in touch, usually with families and friends. Do you have any way you prefer to keep in touch with people?
I think the nowadays most common way is by social media, so it's the way which I prefer.
Very good. Yeah. Your classmates also told me about the social media, and yeah, it's because it's a lot more common. Like back in the day, we had to call our families and everything, but now it's just easier to just send a WhatsApp and a sticker, and that's it. So yeah, it is very, very common nowadays to use, well, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and let's see. Okay, Vicky. So here we're gonna be looking at this. Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. We're gonna be looking at the book right now because they are also giving us a few other ways people get in touch. And let me just move this, and here we go. So, Nigeli, can you please read what Alma Jones has to say about keeping in touch?
Sorry. We
Don't
use
worry.
email at work, but I use my social network to keep in touch with friends. I was getting a lot of spam in my personal email. There is nothing worse than spam in your emails.
Yeah, it can be a bit annoying. So, uh, as you could see, people would usually, I don't know if you guys remember, but like 10, 15 years ago, we used to keep in touch by email. Email like Google or Outlook or Hotmail back in the day. It was this big new invention. So that's how usually people kept in touch. But people moved into social media, mostly because of, as you can read, the spam. Nayeli actually mentioned that you were scared to open my email because you thought it was actually sort of like spam. So that's one of the reasons why people try to move on to something a bit safer. So very very good. Now Nayeli, before we move on to the next to the next one, tell me, do you prefer email or do you prefer social media?
Um, I prefer social media. Let's see.
Very good. Yeah, it's a lot easier, so I understand. Very, very good. So on to the next one is Leonel. Can you please tell me what Kayla Johnson has to say?
Sure. Well, at work we use video conferencing for meetings with our international offices. It's less expensive than a business trip and more convenient. And you don't get jet lag either.
Very good. So in this case, they're talking about not really keeping in touch with friends, mostly with people that they work with. How do they keep in touch in this case?
Actually, yeah. Also meetings, and we use Teams instead of Zoom, but it's the most that we use.
Very good. Yes, exactly. So we sort of forgot about that one, but yes, video calls or just calls in the other social medias are another way to keep in touch with people. In this case, with people they work with. In other situations, they will have to fly and meet each other, and it would be, well, sort of expensive. But in this case, they just need to open Zoom, and bam, there we go. It's way easier and way cheaper. So now tell me, Lionel, do you prefer to meet people in person, or is it better for you to meet them like in video calls?
I believe it depends. Sometimes it's better in a video call because, as you said, it's easier. But I think that sometimes, I don't know, for some specific cases, you need to talk with the people in person.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it varies from situation, but yeah, it is preferable. It is preferable in certain situations. Very, very good. Next one is for Uriel. Can you please tell me what Mayumi Sato has to say about keeping in touch?
Yeah. I text my parents all day. Texting's a lot quicker and easier than calling. It's more fun too. I can do it in class though.
Very good. So, as you can see, she has a very specific way of keeping in touch. So, texting. What is texting?
To send messages to your friends and people in general.
Very, very good. So, before WhatsApp, I mean, I'm sure you guys remember, but before WhatsApp, we had to actually send the text. And people nowadays don't do it because, I mean, it's kind of expensive too. But that's how people used to, oh, that's how they used to chat. Nowadays, it's just easier to get WhatsApp and everything. So, tell me, Uriel, is WhatsApp better, or do you prefer sending messages directly from phone to phone?
I don't know WhatsApp it's better because also it's free and you can send a lot of messages.
Exactly, very good. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the messages they charge you by letter, but with WhatsApp you can just send whatever you want, and you can send pictures and the stickers. I think that's very, yeah, I think she's right. And you are right too. Texting is a lot easier. Very, very good. So let me just do this a little bit. Excellent. Now, okay, Nayeli, can you continue with Paco Rodriguez?
Sure. Well, I video call my parents. They think it's better than the phone because they can see me. I guess it's a good way to keep in touch when I'm away at school.
Very good. So in this case, we were also talking about video calls, but instead of in business and your job and everything, this is more with, well, family in general. Do you ever video call with your family?
Yes, it's common to do.
Yeah, very good. So I'm sure, well, with the pandemic, we couldn't really go see our family in big events like, birthdays or weddings. So I think there's a high chance you had to attend an event via Zoom, right?
Right.
Which
Actually,
one?
I use a lot to video call my friends and my family because I have a boy, my little boy, and
Oh,
they didn't see it glowing because he was when the pandemic started, he was 1 year old. So
oh,
I use this video call because in other way they will not see how old he was.
oh, that's adorable. But yeah, that is a great example. Your friends got to see your little boy and they got to see him all grown up without having to travel and all this stuff. Very good. That's a really nice experience to tell us. Thank you. Let's see. So he's 3 now, right?
Right. Like,
Oh, that's so cute. Very good. Leonel, come on. Tell us about Team Henry. What does he say?
Well, for birthdays and things, I still like to send a card. I know regular mail is slower and less reliable than email, but cards are more personal. And I never send those e-cards. I just think it's nicer to get a real card.
Very good. So you were mentioning about that well, did you remember people sending letters and you told us another way to keep in touch? Have you ever written a letter?
No, never.
Because you don't want to or you just don't have the chance?
I mean, it's weird because probably you need to pay for send a letter, and it's slower and probably get lost. So
Yeah,
I
that's true.
think
You need,
it's that.
yeah, it's a bit dead. I mean, it's really complicated too because you need to put the exact address, and if you don't, it never. It's a whole ordeal. But people, and well, usually, well, older people prefer to still do it because well, they are used to it. They don't really like to use social media. In this case, this man is one of those examples. He preferred to still write letters rather than, well, just texting. But hey, each person has their own ways to be comfortable in keeping in touch, and who are we to judge them? Let me see. Well, okay, let me just. I'm gonna be sharing the sound because I don't think it should. There we go.
The responses to the survey question. How do the people keep in touch?
How do you keep in people? Kayla Johnson.
Well, at work we use video conferencing for meetings with our international office.
Okay, so that's what we use for it. So in this case, we can just move on to the next one. In this case, we're going to move on with the first exercise. We already read a bit about these people and how they usually keep in touch, and we also spoke about them. But in this case, we're gonna have to answer the questions, circling the correct words. So we didn't get to listen to Uriel. So Uriel, help us with number one.
Miami says that texting is quicker than calling and it's more fun than calling too.
Let me just. It is more fun than calling too. Very good. We just have to. Excellent. Than calling. Very good. Excellent. So yes, very very good. Okay, so by any chance, do you remember why in this case we use quicker instead of quick?
Because it's superlative.
Very, very close. It is a comparative, not a superlative, but yes, you're on the right track because it is a comparative. We are comparing texting with calling, and we have to put er. It's the same reason why we have to choose than instead of that, because comparatives usually go with than, quicker than, bigger than, etc., etc. But very, very good. Excellent, Riel. We're gonna go with number two, which is Nayeli's turn. Can you please help me with number two?
Tim thinks real cards are more personal than e-cards.
Excellent. He believes they are more personal. What do you think about that? Would you prefer to receive a text or a card?
Maybe a message.
You're, sorry. Very, very good. Thank you. Sorry. You're gonna see cats walking around. It's normal for me. So, number three. Thank you, Nayeli. It's for Leonel. Can you help me with number three?
Sure. Kayla says that video conferencing is less expensive than a business trip.
Excellent. Very good. We were talking just about that. How, well, just having a meeting is way cheaper than having to travel and the cost and all that stuff. So very, very good. Uriel, it's your turn again. Number four.
Paco's parents think that video calling is better than phone calls.
Excellent. So here we have another example of the comparatives, in this case, good. doesn't really have a direct comparative. It has to be changed to better. Very, very good. And this is Nayeli, number 5.
Okay. Alma says nothing is worse than spam in your inbox.
Exactly. Very, very good. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Perfect. So far, ooh, well, doesn't matter. So far, we're doing great. Uh, this was more reading and conversation, but still, I'm gonna ask. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Nope.
Not
Okay,
thanks.
perfect. In this case, we're gonna move on to the next page. Boop. Excellent. Okay, Becky. So here we go. Comparatives. We were just talking about them. And here's the thing. There are two types of comparatives. The regular comparatives, which is basically just adding ER, and the irregular, which sort of change a lot. So we're gonna be looking at them this ways. We're gonna be looking at the short comparatives and the long, well, adjectives, sorry, short adjectives and the long adjectives. So Lionel, can you please read what do we do with the short adjectives?
Sure.
Can you read the examples, sir?
Yep. Texting is quicker and easier than calling.
Very,
It's
very good.
It's nicer to get a real card than an e-card.
Excellent. So as you can see, short adjectives are the ones that are usually just one syllable. It can be a bit longer, but I think, yeah, above 3 syllables is gonna count as a long adjective. It needs to be only 2 syllables or less. Yes. So when we have a short adjective, what we're gonna do is just add er, depending on how it changes. For example, quick just ends with a normal consonant, so we can just add er. What happens with easy, and here it is. With easy, it ends in a letter Y, but because of the grammar, we have to take off the letter Y and add letter I and then ER. And whoops, here we go. So we're going to be looking at that. If it ends in a normal consonant, we just have to put ER. If it ends in E, we just have to put the R. And here, these are the two that are really the interesting ones. As I said, when an adjective finishes in the letter Y, if we have to take it off, change it for the letter I, and put ER. Now, what happens in this case? Well, when the adjective is consonant, vowel, consonant, or at least the last 3 letters are consonant, vowel, consonant, the last consonant has to be doubled. In this case, we have consonant, vowel, consonant, so the last one is letter G. We put it again, and then we put ER. So yeah, the grammar is a bit funky on this one, but it's just the normal grammar, and oh boy, here comes the man with the bags. Ah! And he's gone. Very good. So it's basically just having to memorize those. If it ends with Y, we change it to I, and if it ends in consonant, vowel, consonant, we have to double the last letter. Okay, so those are how we usually use the short adjectives. Now, if they are longer than 3 syllables or more, like for example, we have, say, we're gonna have to either use more or the word less and the adjective in its normal form. We don't have to put er if it's longer than 3 syllables. For example, Uriel, can you please read the examples we have here?
Yes. Rail cards are more personal than e-cards. Video conferences are less expensive than trips.
Very, very good. So in this case, we have very long adjectives, like for example, personal, expensive, which are 3 syllables or longer. And what happens here is that we have to use either the word more, if it is, well, more, or the word less, if we're talking about a smaller number of, in this case, expensive. So yeah, only the short adjectives are the one that get all crazy with their grammar. The one with the longest is just adding more or adding the word less. So there's not really a lot of explanation to have been done there. And the last one is the irregular adjectives. So irregular adjectives, what happens with them? Well, just like it happens with the verbs, irregular adjectives change a lot. So Nayeli, can you please tell me, can you read these ones, please?
Right. Video calls are better than phone calls. Nothing is worse than spamming emails.
Very good. So for example, the word good doesn't have a gooder version or bad doesn't have a badder version. They change to either better or to the word worse. So there are a few others. Sorry, I'm gonna move. There we go. There are a few others that also change, but we're gonna focus on this for now. Good changes to better, bad changes to worse. Now, before that, before we continue to the exercise, does anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah.
Are you sure all understood? Okay. Now, just a quick question. Do you guys also have the books or do you work on your notebooks?
We have the book only in digital.
Okay. So, okay. In that case, we're gonna have to continue because you have the explanation. Excellent. Good. And here we have the first exercise. What we're gonna do is move this again. There we go. We're gonna be reading these conversations and we're gonna have to put the adjective in the correct form. Well, the one that you believe is correct. For example, we have number one, letter A, which is do you like e-cards? I think they are. And we have the adjective interesting. So because it is bigger than three syllables, it's gonna have to be more instead of well, er. So it has to be more interesting than real cards. So on to the next one is Leonel. Can you please help me with letter B?
Sure. True, and they are easier to send to. Thought they are a bit less personal than real cards.
Here we go. Excellent. Yes, it is less personal. Very, very good. Excellent. So next one is for Uriel. Can you help me with letter number two, letter A?
Yep. Do you ever use video calling? Our grandparents think it's nicer because they can see us. It's better than the phone.
Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. So Nayeli, letter B.
Yeah, and it is less expensive international phone calls.
Excellent. Very good. Perfect. So after Nayeli goes Leonel. Number three, letter A. Well, letter B in this case. Leonel?
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
Oh.
Do you prefer your tablet or your laptop? My laptop it's bigger, but it's more useful than a tablet. Tablets are more difficult to work on.
Very good. More useful. Yes, it's more useful. Excellent. What do you think about that? Do you prefer tablets or do you prefer laptops?
I always use a laptop and another monitor.
Oh wow, that's nice. Okay, very good. Uriel, so Letter A, please.
Yeah, my sister prefers her tablet. She says it's less light, her laptop,
So the word
more.
light. No, remember, the word light is just one syllable. It's a short adjective. So what
It's
do we add? Mm-hmm.
lighter,
It is lighter, yeah.
her
It's
laptop, so it's more convenient to carry around.
very good, more convenient. Excellent. Perfect. So, Nayeli, letter B, do you use email much these days?
Okay. Do you use email much these days? I don't. I just use my social network. Me too is more efficient than email and
Mm-hmm.
it's funnier.
Funnier. Actually, it did say that fun, it has to do with more fun. Hmm. Yes, because funnier is like, ha ha ha, like a clown. Es más gracioso. Which the word fun in and of itself is just divertido. This is
Okay.
another one of, yeah, this is another one of those curious ones, don't worry.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Is better texting too?
Mm-hmm.
Texting is worse than email.
Very good. Listen. It is worse than email. Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. So now that we have the answers, we're gonna focus on the questions. So we have the first question is for Leonel. Leonel, well, have you ever received an e-card from number one? Do you know what an e-card is?
Yeah, it's an email, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
an
it's like a.
image or something like that.
Okay, exactly. Sorry, it's just that they're so old. I'm always checking. So, do you prefer e-cards or real cards?
I don't know, because real cards are uh, they they becomes garbage at some time.
I mean, yeah, but yes, okay, very, very good.
I mean, probably it is, as it says, is more personal, but I don't know. I don't like to keep stuff, so
I feel you. Yeah, I also have issue with keeping stuff. So yeah, e-cards is way easier for me. Very good. So for the next one is Uriel. Do you ever use video calling other than
Uh,
right now?
yeah, also I think that after pandemic, it's so common to use video calling.
Yes, it has become a lot more common because, well, it's easier and less expensive, as you could read. Do you use video calling with your family or just for learning and yeah, the job?
I use it sometimes, but not always.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Next one is for Nayeli. Do you prefer a tablet or a laptop?
To work at a laptop, it's easier. But maybe if you want to use to video call your family, it's better to use a tablet or to play some games.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, letter A said that because they're lighter, they're easier to work with. So yeah, you're right. So, and let's go with the last one, which is for Leonel. Do you use email much these days?
I do, but because of work. I mean, we have to communicate by email a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But in my personal, I probably just use WhatsApp, and That's all.
Okay, very, very good. Excellent. So we are going to focus right now on the workbook. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, so here we're gonna do an exercise where we have all the, well, a lot of the adjectives we saw right now and a few more. We're gonna have to put them in the category we believe is correct, which is either adjective with ER or IER, the adjectives that are longer, which use more or less, and the irregular ones, which are the ones that change a lot. So we already had the, oh, wait a minute. Okay, very good. So Teacher Miguel told me that you already know about this, but still, I'm gonna just say it. We're gonna have to leave for a minute and then come back. So we can try, so we can continue. Very, very good. So see you in, let me just stop. Excellent. Very good. So we already have the first one placed, which is bad, which changes to worse. So we're gonna go with the next one. Nayeli, can you please help me with the next adjective? Very good. It is big. What do you think we're gonna do with big?
Add another B and R.
Very good. Big has an extra G and then ER. Bigger. Perfect. Excellent. We'll move on with the next one. Actually is Lionel, are you there? Lionel, can you hear me? Oh, there you are.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Excellent. So next word for you is boring.
More boring, more or less boring.
Yes. Yes, it is more or less boring. Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. So I'm gonna, there we go. Now, by any chance, do you know what boring is?
Can we speak in Spanish?
I mean, if it's a few words, yes.
Aburrido.
Exactly. It is when there is nothing fun there. Very, very good. No, I'm so sorry. It's just that adoptamos esta gatita y está loca. Sorry. Es que se subió, no se subió que tengo una hamaca, se subió y se lanzó por ese gato. Ay, no, no, no. Yeah. So, the next one is for Uriel. We have the word busy.
Busier.
Excellent, very good. We are ER. Excellent. So, what is busy?
When you have a lot of things to do.
Very good. Exactly, is when we have many, many things to do. We are usually busy. Excellent. Next one is for Nayeli. What are we going to do with cheap?
Cheaper.
Excellent. What is cheap?
The opposite of expensive.
Very, very good. When something costs a little money, it is cheap. Very good. Next one is convenient. Lionel, that one's for you. What is convenient?
More or less convenient.
Exactly. Very good. And what is convenient?
I mean, it's almost the same word in Spanish, but I don't know how to describe it.
Convenient is usually when something is like really easy or yes, it's the same in Spanish, don't worry. You already know the word, that's great. Next one is for Uriel. What is cool? What do we do with cool?
Cooler?
Exactly, it is. You go with cooler. And what is cooler? What is cool?
We are cool. um,
What's cool?
something nice, something
Pretty much something that's more like relaxed or calm. Yeah, you go by cool. Excellent. So Nayeli, please help me out. Difficult.
More or less difficult.
Excellent. We go. That one. What is difficult?
Difficult is something hard to do.
Exactly. Very good. That was perfect. And then we have the opposite for Lionel. What do we do with easy?
Easier.
Very good. We add ER. Here. Perfect. Next one is expensive. Uriel.
funny, expensive, more or less expensive.
They're very good. More or less expensive. What's expensive?
Fun.
About it. Yes. Do you remember what we do with fun?
More fun, right?
Excellent. We use it in more or less. Very, very good. Excellent. Good, Leonel. Next one for you is good.
Better.
Excellent. It is better. It is an irregular. So we're gonna put it here. And so for the next one we have Uriel. Hard.
Harder.
Excellent. It is harder. And what's hard?
Something that maybe takes more than other things, something like that.
Yes. Very, very good. It's sort of like difficult. So yeah. Excellent. Nayeli, important.
Important, more important, more less important.
Excellent. We're gonna put it in. Yeah, perfect. To the next one we have interesting. Lionel.
More or less interesting.
Very good. What's interesting?
It's the same word in Spanish.
Oh, come on.
I'm bad at describing things.
Don't worry. Interesting is something that catches people's attention, like a story or a topic, a movie. So yes, very, very good. And then for Uriel, we have the word new.
Newer.
Yes, we add ER. Perfect. And what's new?
I don't know how to describe new. Something that it's recently made.
That's a good one. Very good. Something that was recently made. Perfect. And then we have, oops, I didn't put it. That doesn't matter. Excellent. So Nayeli, can you help me with noisy?
Noisy, noisier.
Excellent. Yes, it is noisier. Let me just write it here. Easier. Very good. And what's noisy?
Noisy. When it's at when something is had a lot of noise around it.
Very good. So yeah, usually this word gets confused with loud. So Nayeli, tell me, do you know the difference between noisy and loud?
The noisy is more that bothers you.
Yes, pretty much. That's right. Loud is usually one sound that is very high, like the volume is high on that sound, like a scream. Noisy is a lot of sounds at once. So yeah, it can be a lot more annoying. For example, loud could be someone's music. They're playing the music very loud. While noisy is, for example, when you go to the market, there's people yelling, people talking, there's cooking, and there's a lot of noise. So yes, very good. I was just checking, so far we're doing great. Next is for Leonel. Help us with old.
Sure, it's older.
Excellent, it is older. And what's old?
Something that has a lot of time existing.
Excellent. Very, very good. Let's see, and for the next one, Uriel, they have the word personal.
More or less personal.
Excellent. More or less personal. Yes, we go to personal. Perfect. On to the next one, we have Nayeli, popular.
More or less popular.
Excellent, more or less popular. And what's popular?
Popular is something that is liked for many people.
Exactly, very good. Yes, you said it correctly. And so, Leonel, can you help me with quick?
Sure, it's quicker.
Very good. And what is quick?
Something that happens fast.
Excellent. Yes, very, very good. Quicker. And to the, oop, there we go. Uriel, let's go with slow.
Slower.
Excellent. And what is slower or slow?
It's like quick.
It's the opposite of quick, yes? Excellent. There we go. Nayeli. So it's
Small,
small.
smaller.
Excellent. And the last one, Leonel, is useful.
More or less useful.
Very good. And what's useful?
I don't know, something that you can use for a specific task.
Very good. Something that is easy or being able to help with a specific task. Excellent. Good. So we in general, there we go. We in general we're talking about keeping in touch. We use a bit of comparatives. Now I want your opinion on something. Nayeli, tell me, how do you believe we will be able to keep in touch in the future?
I don't know. Maybe we will have those. I don't know the name. Anagrams. Maybe
Okay.
that's the word the ones that is like if you are there, but it's only an image, but it's in 3D, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, the holograms, yeah.
I was.
Oh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's normal. They already exist, kind of. So it's a good. Yes, it's a good guess for the future. What about you, Lionel? How do you believe we're gonna keep in touch in the future?
Probably, I don't know. I believe it's will be kind of the same. Something like texting or. But I believe the thing that is going to change is the hardware. I mean, probably we're not going to use cell phones and other things, probably inside of us, something like that.
Yeah, people have been talking about putting a chip like on your brain to do all those things.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be something like that.
Okay, very good. And the last one is Uriel. How do you believe people are gonna keep in touch in the future?
Maybe by holograms or something like that. Maybe there will be something more personal to can communicate with others. Maybe a way to share also the smell of things could be awesome.
That's true. Very good. So apparently, you guys believe that keeping in touch won't change that much. It would just be, as Leonel said, the hardware, whether it's by holograms, sorry, calls, or even like virtual reality and all that stuff. So yeah,